The Aaron Strayer Show, and
Hi.
this is Stephanie Hoffman. She's going to be here live with us. This platform's all about lifting up, elevating, and leveraging female entrepreneurs that are out there in the world doing things just a little bit differently. And if you're here, say hi to us. Make sure you give us a little shout out. Let us know that you're here. As we're rolling through, Stephanie, I know is going to be dropping little nuggets along the way. Make sure you give us some love and some hearts. If it's a hot nugget for you, give us a little hashtag with nugget in the comments, and we're gonna
Nugget.
little nugget. My name's Aaron Strayer. I'm your host for the Aaron Strayer Show, and I am an accelerated business strategist, growth consultant, and interventionist of all things in life. So we are here with the amazing Stephanie Hoffman.
Thank you.
And the crowd goes wild.
It was so crazy.
I'm going to talk about you just a little bit here, and then
Do
you
it.
got the floor, sister. Yeah, so Stephanie, I met Stephanie a little bit more than a year and a half ago at a convention in Miami. We were all like jazzed up and all in our good stuff, and we were at this workshop down in Florida for, I don't know, 3-5 days, something like that. We were down there, and we were like 150 women from 10 different countries, and Stephanie and I crossed paths there. And so, we've been hanging out and trolling each other ever since.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and Stephanie is like also a business strategist, and she's got this lane all of her own. She's started 3 successful businesses. Were you always in like the entrepreneur world? I don't even know your story before that. I'm gonna let you talk a little bit.
Yeah.
So pre-entrepreneur, pre now. And I'm gonna invite some people.
Pre-now. So actually, I started my first business when I was 25 or something of the sort. So I just aged myself there, but not a big deal. Anyways, I'm not under 25. So I was actually a professional dog trainer, and loved it. Absolutely loved it. I've always loved working with animals, loved working with people. And then after starting my second successful business, my husband and I moved across the country for his job, started my second
Start
business.
Over, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Start over.
And everyone thought I was nuts, like just bad, like just nuts. So, I started this business. I had clients lined up before I even moved out there. And once I kind of discovered the online world, I knew that I needed to take the knowledge and the passion and the tenacity that I come at things and share that with others, because it takes a very certain person to be an entrepreneur, right? Like we're like 100% crazy.
All the time.
Love being uncomfortable, but I think that success that comes behind it really includes a ton of mindset work and a ton of confidence. And I started My Zestful Life, which is my coaching business. I'm a business strategist and life mentor is kind of what I've adopted as my title. And the biggest thing for me with that, I started it 2 years ago. The biggest thing for me with this business was to have a little bit more freedom in my life and to pay off my husband's student debts before we were like 60, which was nuts. And it's blossomed into this amazing thing where, I'm talking to you from the woods.
Right.
But I'm able to do this because we actually travel full time. So we are like 100% digital nomads. I retired my husband from his job February of last year, which is crazy. It's been a year. And we moved into a camper with our 2 cats and our 2 dogs, and we are just living the dream. And it's been amazing, and it's been an amazing wild ride. Yeah.
So cool. So even like dog training was your first job, like out of the chute, like
yeah. So I was in the microbiology space for quite some time. Right out of college, I majored in zoology and biology, and I landed in the lab and I hated it. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to get fired because I'm calling out more times than I'm not. And I was having a ton of anxiety issues at that time in my life. True story. And, funny that my dog was showing anxiety issues then too. And I got my dog trained, and I remember being like, oh my gosh, this is what you do. Like, you just help people have such a good relationship with their pets. And he did something he should not have done. And he basically said, well, the school I went to is really hard and you probably couldn't do this. And so I was like, challenge accepted.
Challenge on.
Yeah. And so I researched it, and within 2 months I had quit my job and I went to dog training school out in Missouri. It was like a full 6-month live-in program, and the rest is history. It just kind of catapulted into what I do now, which I feel like is truly what I've been called to do, really. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, fast forward, like pro dog trainer,
Mm-hmm.
transferred in those skills and what you learned training dogs into people. Like,
So
and
much.
yeah, like, and there's so much of an intersection there, I think,
Yeah.
too. Right? I
Yeah.
mean, we're still creatures of habit, but we need to be shown the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you are such like a like beacon of light is coming in. Like you're like that lighthouse showing people the way. Like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, ships, I know you're out
Mm-hmm.
there sailing on the water,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to have a home base, and you got to come into port, and I'm going to
Yeah.
guide you in, and here's your GPS coordinates, and this is how you're going to do it, baby. You're going to get here, and I'm going to get you here safe. I know the storm's coming. It's getting crazy out there. I feel that's you. Like,
Yeah.
like you're totally like I see the ships, but then I see the guys in the air, the pilot, the people that talk to the pilots that are in the air. What do they call those? The people in the
I don't
towers,
know.
the tower
Yeah.
navigators.
Okay.
Yeah, those people that tell the pilots how to go and where, what, airstrip to land on, and
Yeah.
all that technical stuff.
I feel like I'm here to help people see what's possible. And I think that unfortunately, I mean, I know you know this, but like unfortunately, like society today is just crushing dreams and telling people that this isn't normal, and that you shouldn't be doing these things, or that it's not safe, or that you're not smart. And we're doing that to people from a young age, you know. I
Right.
mean, working through all this amazing stuff that I've been growing massively just in the past like 8 to 10 months. And I can even look back at my childhood and remember feeling like I know everything, like I am so smart, and literally being kicked back on my ass from society,
Yeah.
you know? And so, yeah, I feel like I really am here to help people understand that if you want something, there is literally nothing standing in your way. You can create the life that you dream of each and every day. But it takes a little bit of work, right? We've got to work on our
Yeah.
thoughts and our fears and all the things we think are challenges that are really just, resistance at its finest.
Yeah. Yeah. And bottom underlying current is the fear, right? The fear of
Oh, yeah.
failure, that's fear of not knowing how to do whatever that next step is. I don't know how
Yeah.
to do that,
And
right?
fear of success was actually really, really prominent for me. And I didn't really understand what that meant. And I mean, it is still something that I still struggle with, right? It's like
Yeah.
at each and every turn. Because I remember, and I still say this to people, is like, that thought in the back of your head that's lingering there, that's like, well, if I could have it all and I don't yet, what does that say about me? And I think that too, like the biggest thing is like, just get out of your own head. Like, stop feeding yourself the lines, right? The bullshit stories that
Yeah.
we do time and time again, because you're just reiterating it. And if you don't like it, get out of it
Yeah.
and move on.
Yeah. I say this in my world with my people a lot, what you focus on grows.
Yes. I say
Positive
so.
or negative, right? Like, yeah.
My phrase is thoughts become things, right?
Yes.
Thoughts become things. So much so that like if you can feel it, right? Like you can actually feel it, even like, for example, if you're sitting in traffic, right? You're like frustrated, and then one thing bad happens right after the other. Whereas if you just took a calm and collected approach and, not let it raise your blood pressure. But
Right.
we constantly, like, human nature is to constantly think about the how. And so when we're taking our thoughts to the how, we immediately get distracted by all of the fears that surround that, because it's hard for us to often see how we're going to get to a certain place, especially if we don't know the second step, right?
Yeah. Right.
So for us, instead, like what I preach is, instead of focusing on the how, really just stay focused on what it is you want and all the feelings that surrounds. Because if you can just literally keep distracting yourself with what it is you want, instead of all of the fear and all the negative and all of this stuff, then you're going to get there faster. Because why? I don't know, because thoughts become things. Like, it's just all the same stuff. So it's magical.
It is magical, isn't it? And it's really like energetically inside of your body, you feel different when you're focusing on the why, right? And the what. What do you want? Oh, I want that. Well, why do you want that? Why do you want that? Well, that's because it makes me happy and my face hurts because I'm smiling so hard and like my heart feels like it's the size of Texas and I just love everything about it. Okay, cool. Keep that, right? Because that's so high vibe and that's so positive and that's what's driving you. But then if you flip and it's like, well, I don't know, I don't have a lot of people that.
And that flip, that switch, that is like society at its finest, right?
Right.
And like one of the things I notice, especially about you, about so many successful entrepreneurs in this space is they just don't care, right? They don't care what anyone else thinks. They don't care what their neighbor is going to say. They don't care what their in-laws are going to think. They don't care. You just do it and you just hold true to what it is about you.
Yeah.
It's magic. It's magic. Yeah. I love it. Oh my gosh.
I know. It's so cool. And I love, the thing that I love about you and I have from like day one meeting you is how strong you love your people too.
Thank you.
You love your tribe so hard, like, and it's hard love too, right? Like not tough love. That's different in my world. Tough love is different in my world. Yeah. Loving your people hard, like hard love, right? And holding them accountable and you calling them forth on stuff, on this shit that doesn't get done. Why? And we're all human. And I love that so much about you and how you're just, that's so ingrained in you to hold your people so high. And
I think that for me, it's very much it would be out of my integrity to sugarcoat stuff. Amen. I it's not that I don't know how, it's that I don't ever want to, right? Because for any of us, even if it's, my brother's girlfriend or my cousin or someone I see at the grocery store, even, I don't care. Like, it's not going to be in my best interest to be in a world where everyone's just focused on the bullshit. And so for me to kind of help, what I say I do with my clients is like, we peel off layers. Like sometimes we're ripping through them like it's a triple wrapped Christmas present because you've got to be able to peel back all that shit. Otherwise, you're never, ever going to get to what it is you want. And sometimes it hurts, right? Like I'll be the first one to say like, sometimes it does feel like you get a punch to the gut, but those are the moments where you grow the most. Right, because you can really truly see your reflection and what that is, what it is that you want it to look like.
Yeah, and you just really kind of linked something there. It hurts so hard when you get sucker punched. Yeah, because it is a mirror of something you get to change.
Oh yeah,
in yourself, right? Like like the gut punch when it hurt. If it wasn't something that needed to change.
No, I had one of the most uncomfortable conversations with one of my clients yesterday. In literally like the whole 50 minutes was painful, and it was painful because it was stuff that needed to be worked through and needed to be addressed, and then afterwards it's like this huge cloak has been lifted off of you that you can actually see through to the other side. So that's what, like, if it's painful, if it scares the shit out of you, like you need to do it, right? Like you need to do it and you need to find a way to put yourself in those positions if you are in a place of comfort, because otherwise, what the hell are we doing here?
Right. Yeah. And here's the thing too, if it doesn't scare you, it's not big enough either. Like, do you agree with that too? Like,
oh yeah. Well, and it's hard for me to answer that question because I feel like I'm in a constant state of fear. I was talking to one of my business besties yesterday, and I was like, we kind of are a little masochistic, and it's like, and I'm not like at all, but it's like, as an entrepreneur, we kind of have to be, because to be honest, like, who else is going to be like, sign me up for like the most uncomfortable thing that can happen each and every day. And like the ups and the downs and like riding the wave, like just sign me up. Like I'd love to have that feeling all the time.
All the
that's
time.
Like, that's like what it is.
Yeah. Class 4 rapids. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. And so like that in itself, you totally, like, you're going to get me to go on some rapids just by saying that, because it terrifies me. My husband wanted to do it last summer and I was like, I value my life. I would like, will you come in the water while I'm drowning to come and save me? You know, because that's going to be me. Yeah.
Let me tell you, you do it once, you want to do it like 100,000 more times.
I know. It's the same with everything.
I know. It's like the front seat of the roller coaster. You know, you do it once. Yeah. So, okay. So you made the transition. Life is, you retired your husband. I'm just bringing stuff right back because it's so huge. Like what you've done in a short amount of time, not without behind the work, right? Like you've done the work and you've done the work and you've done the work and you continue to educate yourself. You have coaches. You continue to be that person that continues to get coached, which is huge, right? I mean, we agree on that as coaches, we also better be coached.
I think out of the like 2 years that I've been in this industry, there's only been about like a 2-month period where I haven't had a mentor of some kind. Yeah.
Yep. And I'm a strong believer in that as well. You know,
I know you are. Yeah.
Tony Robbins, and you know, I mean, all those people have coaches, right? And so this might be a little. So you're a huge advocate in spending money to make money. You're a huge advocate in making sure that you.
I'm not afraid to put myself in a scary position because I have faith in myself so strongly that I know that there's no other option other than it working out in my favor.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, I know there's so many people that are like, oh, well, you know, I would never use a credit card for that or what. And I'm just like that's just limiting belief upon society's limiting beliefs, like layered on you. So believe whatever it is you want to believe. But I've gotten to where I am by investing in myself. So yeah. Has it always worked out for me? No. Absolutely not. But you learn from those and you grow. Yeah. I think we've all been in that boat where, you know, we didn't ask the right questions up front. You know, we chose the wrong, the coach-client relationship wasn't the right one. Yeah.
Or whatever.
My very first business, we, 2 years in, we we rented a building and we went all like brick and mortar and we got ourselves $27,000 in debt and it didn't work. And the partnership split and I worked my ass off one summer and paid it all off.
Yeah.
It works out. I realize now looking back, like I manifested all of those clients. Like I was working with more clients than I ever had because I knew that it was going to work out for me. I wasn't just sitting and wallowing in it. So you just take risks and they work out for you because they work out for you. And if they don't work out for you, that's how it's meant to happen.
And like this far out now, you're able to reflect and go, I learned A, B, C, D from that experience and apply it to your now. And now you're, you know what I mean? Like you've come through it. You're on the other side of it. Now you're the expert, right? Yeah. So it now positions you to have relativity and that, you know, speaking on those kind, like, all right, I bought a brick and mortar and this is what happened and this is what I do different.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Right? Would I do it differently? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's huge. I love the lessons that come out on the other side, you know, like, even though that was it was a beautiful experience. Like I really, you know, looking back, I would not change anything because it's what was supposed to happen. Yeah. And I had this amazing realization the other day, and it was actually like a very painful and heartfelt realization, that I literally just like, you know, we are like, right now I feel like I'm more myself than I've ever been in my entire life. And all of these challenges and all the shit that's gotten thrown at you along the way, you know, you kind of ask the universe, like, why did some of that stuff have to happen, right? Like, wasn't I this person all along and you could have just gifted that to me? But if you look at what you are meant to do and what you're here for,
you were meant to go through those struggles, because otherwise you would be missing armor in that area. You wouldn't be able to go into battle with such intensity as you do today. And it was just such a beautiful realization. It was actually like in the tub at this beautiful Airbnb I was at in Denver. And I was just like crying my eyes out, like, oh, it's so beautiful. And it just is also so infuriating at the same time, you know? Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? That's cool how that stuff comes all forward, you know? I mean, it just comes all forward, and it becomes a beautiful thing instead of a dreaded, horrible, I made a mistake, that shouldn't have made that. You know what I mean? Like the energy flipped.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like all these people who sit right now and they're worried about where they're at. They're not where they want to be yet. You know, they want to start seeing more money coming in. What I kind of say is like, it's almost like shit has hit the fan. Okay. And all you want to do is get out of the shit covered room.
Right.
But you've got to just learn to sit in it and appreciate it for just what it is for a moment. And as soon as you can relax enough, everything else will clean itself up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I agree with that 100%. I know you got stuff going on. What is going on in your world with your people and your clients and your tribe, and how do people find you? And because, you know, like the people want you.
Yeah, well, my people desperately do want me and need me. But so what I've got going on, personally, I am in the East Coast right now. We're headed back west, which I'm super freaking excited for. So one of the next things that I have coming up that's actually going to be a fabulous live event is with the fabulous Jess Blanche. And we're doing a mini retreat out on the West Coast, right above Malibu, that ends in this fabulous girls' day at Disney. So that's probably like my next thing I'm super, super excited about. And other than that, one of the things I've been working really, really hard on is to stay authentic in this space. Because I know that it's so easy to just flow into what everyone else does. And so one of the things that I've done is put together all of the unique ways that I've shown up and how I truly believe that people need to look inward in order to grow in their own way to build the business that's going to lead them to their success. So I've actually created a amazing self-study program for that, for those who really are interested in taking things to the next step and just aren't at that level yet to maybe take on that one-on-one approach. Although that's like, I love it. Like you said, I love my people. So like, I would love to just literally like share my bed with all of my clients and just like have this amazing slumber party all the time.
All the time.
I
know. And the cool thing about you too, and for the people that are watching and catching this, Stephanie is like that person that massively over delivers all the time too. Like, I know, keep it coming, right? Keep it coming. But like when you invest your money with Stephanie, and I'm just going to give her some massive props, like you get your money's worth and more from her. And it's a beautiful experience. It's a beautiful thing. Her programs are absolutely amazing that she pushes out. And like that retreat sounds like super fun.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Yeah.
Are there any other little nuggets around the retreat you can share, like just a theme or a topic?
Yeah. So the
or is it still
biggest theme? No, it's not top secret. The biggest thing we're going to be doing is really allowing you permission to fully step into yourself, and I think that can be beautiful on so many layers because we're talking about worthiness, we're talking about authenticity, we're talking about your business as a whole, what it looks like now and what you really want it to look like, and really helping you grow and morph into that. So it's 2 full days of literally just really intimate time with both Jess and I with that. And then we take that 3rd whole day and celebrate at Disney because I am a child. Like I want Tinkerbell to put dust on me, and I want to dance around with Belle and swim in the ocean with Ariel.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's gonna be amazing. So we're taking the girls. It's all inclusive. We're just treating the shit out of them to really be able to help them step into the versions of themselves they're dying to become. Because you can be that person today. That's what I believe.
I love that. Mm-hmm. I love that so much. Oh my gosh, you guys, we have loved it. that you've been on here with us. If you're watching the replay, let us know you're watching the replay. If this has been like valuable, by all means, share this out to your tribe, share it with your people, share it with your teams, because a lot of you guys that watch these on the replay especially are team people. This is a huge thing to help your teams grow, is to have this kind of information. And I know, Stephanie, you strongly believe in that too.
Yeah.
So, and even those people that sit in the cubicles at the corporate punching the clock for the other person, like, this is valuable information. So please share this out. And again, this is the Erin Strayer Show. We've been here live with Stephanie Hoffman, owner of My Zestful Life. Will you please drop your links in here when we're done, Steph?
Absolutely.
Perfect. So you guys can follow and tag and hang on out with her, and in her space, she's got an awesome group that she runs, and she's just amazing in every way, shape, and form.
Thanks, Erin. Thanks. I love you so much. This is so awesome.
Hey, we'll see everybody back here right next time on the Erin Strayer Show. Bye. Thanks for being with us.